Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. Sorry about this. I was in the gym, had my mask. I'm gonna be quick programming alert. I'm gonna let you guys know that I got a video in store this upcoming Friday. I'm bringing Fitness Friday back. So if you're on a fitness journey like myself, be on the lookout for that video. Got a lot of informational stuff in that particular video. And before I begin, I have to give you guys a brief introduction, okay? Just in case somebody come in and they go, why are you talking? I do, when there's no one here, I do these live streams because it's the quickest way to make a video, okay? And normally the majority of my audience watch my videos on the rerun, okay? Particularly live streams, okay? So got that out. Oh, and also this is not a video content creator channel, all right? Just to throw that out in the air so people don't get confused. If you like, it's up to you. You can hit the subscription button, you can hit the like button, you can hit the notification bell when if you're interested in my videos or my content. There you have it. All right, so without further ado, people are still looking for PlayStation 5s. And now you got people, talking about the third and fourth wave. And we're getting kind of close to when these consoles are going to be actually coming out, all right? And there's a lot of people, like I said in my previous videos about this particular topic, just because you pre-order a PlayStation 5 does not necessarily mean you're going to get a PlayStation 5. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can check out the articles yourself. You can go Google these articles, okay? A lot of people that got their opportunities to pre-order PlayStation 5 on the second wave, they're starting to get notices that they either canceled they canceled their pre-order, or their pre-order is going to be delayed. And particularly it was madness on the second wave, because there's a lot of people that are reporting that their Amazon, Best Buy, and even Walmart, I'm not too sure about Target, Target as well, that they're beginning notices about their pre-orders being canceled, okay? So let me reiterate this, because there's a lot of people out there that are, thinking that they're going to get their opportunity to get a PlayStation 5. Worst case scenario, you don't get it at launch, the launch window. You probably get it the week after or 2 weeks. That's the best case scenario if you fall under that category. Worst case scenario, it's going to be canceled, all right? And you would have probably already gotten a notice about your PlayStation being canceled, okay? Now, also, I know a lot of people, particularly in my last video, were commenting, congratulating themselves, patting themselves on the back that they got a PlayStation 5, and somehow mistakenly took my live stream as, me being selfish, only thinking about myself, when majority of a lot of you guys' comments, you're talking about yourselves. And that's great that you got your hands on, you was able to pre-order the PlayStation 5. Lovely. And if you watch the whole entire video, I even said that I had an opportunity to get a PlayStation 5. The only reason why I did not pre-order a PlayStation 5 was I did not want that bundle package. Now, a lot of people were telling me, oh, I could have done this, I could have done X, Y, and Z. No. I want a PlayStation 5, I want an Xbox Series X, but I'm fully prepared to get either of these consoles after next year, 2021. All right, that's when they'll have more manufactured and more opportunities to get these PlayStation 5s, okay, or Xbox Series S or X, okay. Nevertheless, all right, so I'm not I know I'm gonna be all right. But there's a lot of people out there that's not gonna be all right. You know, there are people out there that's expecting, particularly kids, expecting to get either of these consoles for the holiday season. You know, Christmas. All right, and Black Friday. A lot of people think that that's gonna probably be an opening to get a PlayStation 5. All right. This video is titled what to do if you don't get a PlayStation 5. And I got several suggestions, all right? Now, my first suggestion, I don't know what the hell's going on right here. My first suggestion to you guys, I guess I'm gonna have to park right here. My first suggestion to you guys is do what I do, all right? It's not the most popular thing to do, but do what I do. I'm gonna get a PlayStation 5, like I said, after all the madness is over with. I think that's gonna be your best case scenario to get your hands on either a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series S or X. All right. Wait until after the holidays. You know, prepare for the worst. All right. First thing I would tell you guys to do is prepare for the worst. All right. And the next thing I tell you guys to do is just be patient. You're going to get an opportunity to experience these consoles, but maybe not at the holidays, maybe not Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You know, you may not get your hands on a PlayStation 5 on any of those events. So I would suggest to you just be patient. Um, by that time, by after the holidays and the beginning of the next year, you gave Microsoft and Sony ample enough time to manufacture more consoles. Due to this COVID, and they just did not have enough manpower to manufacture these consoles, obviously. All right. If all machines, if it was a manufacturing plant that, you know, it was fully 90% all, I mean 100% all machines, where you don't have no you don't have humans supervising the machines, you know, where you can run a plant with 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 no male or female, no human support, then, you know, they probably could have, you know, manufactured more consoles. All right. So I suggest to you, just wait. Wait until next year. Do like I'm like do what I'm doing. All right. Just wait. And if you want a reason to wait, really, to be honest with you, even if you get the next gen consoles, you're not going to experience any next gen games. A lot of these games that are going to be coming out and making their way for the PlayStation 5, the Series S or X, a lot of those games are going to also be running on your current gens. And then you also had Microsoft and Sony talking about they're going to support their current gen consoles from 2 to 4 years. All right. So obviously, you know, the game that's going to be coming down the pike for the foreseeable future, these games are also going to be playable on your current gen consoles. All right. And in some cases, more so on the Microsoft side of things, if you got an Xbox One X, you know, you already tapped into next gen. If you compare it to the S, I mean, the Xbox One X is a better console than the Xbox Series S. All right, and yeah, the same console, the same games are going to be coming and making their way to the S. They're going to be making their way to the X. So on the Microsoft side of things, if you are a fanboy for Microsoft, or if you have the Xbox One X laying around, you might as well just utilize that, okay, until next year, when Microsoft and Sony can be able to manufacture these consoles. All right. Now, another thing you can do, if you're not a patient man or woman and you got to have it now, dial JP Wimpert 877 cash now. If you got to have it now, you're not patient, okay? Then the next thing you could do is go on eBay, go on a lot of these sites, and buy the consoles that way. Now, There's going to be pros and cons to this. The one benefit going this route, the eBay route or the Amazon route, I'm pretty sure people are going to be having their consoles on Amazon as well for sale. Uh, the the one positive thing you can take away from that is you'll be able to get your hands on an Xbox Series S or X. But to me, the downside of it is if you go this route and you're not a patient person, then you run the risk. Well, for one thing, these consoles, you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny to get these consoles. All right, they're not gonna be $400, $500. Best case scenario, you could probably get off scot clean by paying $900 or maybe $1,000. All right. Worst case scenario, the price can go up. And another thing, when you take this option, you run the risk of being frauded. You run the risk of, not even getting the console. So you're out of money and the console, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to be scamming people, all right? But the best case scenario, if you want to call it a best case scenario, you get the console, but it comes at a price, all right? So you running the risk into that, all right? Now, uh, there's another option. Now, I don't know. I've been reading articles about this, about GameStop is going to rent to own these consoles. So there's going to be a lot of rent to own places like GameStop that's going to keep GameStop a little bit, make them live a little bit longer. uh that's going to have a rent to own concept, or financing the console through Best Buy or through Walmart, rent to own through GameStop. And I'm pretty sure later down the pike, not now, but later down the pike, like Rent a Center and all these rent to own places, they're going to have their hands on these consoles. But yeah, you get the console, but the risk of that is not worth the award, in my opinion. All right, yeah, if people want to say, well, if you rent to own, it builds your credit up. Okay, yeah, it kind of does build your credit up. How much? I mean, how much does it build your credit score? Okay, I don't know, but to me, going that route, it's the same route as just getting it from eBay, and you paying for these consoles for an extreme cost, like for 1,000, 1,500, whatever. Now, is that same rule applies to these Rent-A-Center places? Okay, they're not going to allow you to get that console for $400, $500. You make a handful of payments. They're in the business to make money. So they're going to have interest, fees, and they're going to have a lot of stuff hidden in the contract where, that $400, $500 console starts being 1,500, 1,600. They want to stretch this thing out. They want to squeeze every drop of the orange as they possibly can to make a buck, okay? Because they're in it for the money. All right. So that's an option. If you're not a patient person, those are two options you could utilize. Now, the first option I told you guys about eBay. Now you run the risk, okay, of being defrauded. All right. And you're not going to get these consoles cheap. All right. So you got that perspective. All right. And then the Rent-A-Center option, and I'm pretty sure places like Rent-A-Center, they're not going to get their hands on these consoles until much, much later. By that time, you can just get it yourself. All right. But GameStop will probably have these consoles a little earlier than those rental places. And Best Buy, they will have a financing plan where the same as Walmart, okay, and Target. All right, if you want to go that option, but it comes at a cost. Okay. Another option, if you don't get the PlayStation, or if you don't get either the Xbox S or the X, and or the PlayStation 5, and you don't want to wait, another option is, there's a lot of people that bought multiple consoles. A lot of Twitch streamers, a lot of YouTube content providers. They got multiple pre-orders, right? Obviously, they're not going to buy all of those. They're not going to pay for all those pre-orders. Obviously, they're doing it and they say it through their videos or their live streams that yeah, they have multiple consoles, and the reason why they advertise it that way to see if anyone's interested in buying their pre-order slip. All right, or there, I'm pretty sure there's some content providers that will buy them outright. And maybe you can, if you have been a long time subscriber of this person, and this content provider knows you, you know them, you play games with them, things of that nature. Maybe you can finesse a deal with Twitch streamers or YouTube content providers. That's if you have some type of relationship with them. All right. Now, there's pros and cons with that. Yeah, you'll get the console, and you're probably going to pay a little bit more for the opportunity to get the console. Okay, that's your best case scenario. Your worst case scenario is he doesn't sell it to you, or she doesn't sell it to you. Okay, that's the only negative thing I can think of if you want to go that route. All right. Also, get the word out. Like today, start getting the word out, okay, to you know your friends out there that's into gaming as well. Get the word out at school, church, work, wherever. Get the word out that you're in the hunt for a PlayStation, that you're in the hunt for an Xbox Series S or X, and maybe somebody when you throw out the word that you're interested in these products, maybe they will know somebody that can get you closer as far as pre-ordering it. All right. Now, another way, if you're cool with the GameStop rep at the GameStop store, if you're cool with them, they see you constantly buying merchandise, y'all strike a relationship with one another. Maybe and that GameStop employee has multiple consoles. Maybe he will sell it to you, at even, just give him, he's not going to kill you with the interest, or he may not even apply interest. Okay, so maybe that's another way you can get your hands on a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series S or X. Okay, so that's another way you can get this console. But and another thing you can do is another thing you could do is, if you want to pre-order these consoles online, it's going to probably require you a lot of man hours of doing this, but going to the websites themselves, like currently right now, they're unavailable anywhere where you go. All right, but you checking it on a daily consistent basis, maybe you might luck up and get a console. Now they say this third wave is going to be a mixture of both online ordering or just going into the store. All right, I feel like the third wave is going to be the biggest wave. Okay, I don't think it's going to satisfy everybody, but I feel like it's probably going to satisfy maybe 25, I want to say 20. Logically, I'm thinking 25% of demanding customers, they're going to meet the demand. Okay, hopefully if they just do 50%, if they can satisfy 50% of customers, that increases everyone's odds in getting it, by the way. All right, now, yeah, other options, you can camp out. All right, I think with this third wave, they're not going to give us advance notice, and they're also instructing stores and outlets to not give a early advance a notice when the consoles are going to be released. They want to drop them and hopefully people, hopefully that way people, there'll be more people that's going to get the console instead of doing this camp out thing. All right, I feel like the second wave, they gave everyone advance notice, and you did have people camping out. Now, I want to say this, all right, and I heard this in the comment section, and somehow, some way, people are implying that it's a wrong thing, or I felt negative about it. All right, I have no problem with people camping out. All right, if you got to camp out, do it. All right, but my thing of it is, with camping out, I have no quarrels with camping out. The only issues I had with the second wave was, there were some stores that only had 3 PlayStations. There were some stores that only had 5 PlayStations. Now, there was one store at my location that had 7 PlayStations. Okay, I felt like that store had PlayStations. They didn't have PlayStations for everybody, but they had more PlayStations than any GameStop in my area. Okay, all I'm saying is, my thing of it is, I don't have a problem with people camping out. If people want to camp out and be the first to get a PlayStation, okay, that's the original concept of camping out. Okay, a lot of people think camping out means, normally it was a traditional thing back in the day when people camped out, and when people camped out for the other consoles, it was never a shortage like this. Yeah, and it was, every day or every week they constantly filled their orders with these consoles. Okay, so yeah, you can camp out. I don't have no issues with camping out, but you have to understand, if 7 people all decided to camp out and they only had 3 PlayStations, then you have to think about the other people as well. You have to think about the other people that camped out just as long as you camped out, okay? It's not about the people that came 4 or 5 hours later or came the next morning. It's really, when I made that comment, I was really talking about the people that was there. I wasn't thinking of myself. I was thinking more of everyone else who camped out the whole entire night, only to find out that they still did not get an opportunity to get these consoles. And on another note, a lot of people are, skipping this important note, but of the people who camped out and pre-ordered a PlayStation 5 or Series S or X, some of the people got notices that they didn't, they can't meet their order. They had to cancel their order. So what about the people that camped out the whole entire day just to get just to pre-order the console the next day? They pre-order the console, and then they get a email the next day or the next week saying, hey, we have to cancel your pre-order. Okay, I was speaking more for those individuals versus just thinking about myself. Okay, it's easy for you guys to just simply think for yourself, think only about yourself. Okay, that's cool that you got the opportunity to get a pre-order. All right, but what about the other people that were unable to get a pre-order? What about the other people that camped out all night, got the pre-order, and then a week later they got the cancel notice? So what about those individuals? That's all I was implying. Okay, if when that whole initial video, it wasn't about me. It was more so about everyone's, and everyone is frustrated about this. This is not an isolated incident. This is not, it only just affected a handful of people. It affected everyone. Everyone's kind of ticked off. Gamers, casual gamers, parents of younger gamers that their kids want to get these consoles, and they're unable to get them. Okay, and here's another theory that a lot of people, it didn't come clear to me until now. Okay, you got people that are 30, 40 years old that you know and I'm not, 30 or 40 years old or 20 years old, and they're camping out for these consoles for themselves, right? But what about the kids that are unable to do that? What about the parents of the kids that are unable to do that? All right. So you have to factor in everyone. You just can't only think about yourself. You have to think about other people as well. And 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 I've been gaming for a minute. This is the first time that it's gotten that bad for next gen consoles where people are unable to get it. Now, there have been other cases, okay? When the 360 came out, a lot of people wanted the cheaper version. Notice what I said, the cheaper version of the 360. And they were unable to get it because that was the popular item. All right. But there were options for the one that was fully upgraded. Okay, they had all the bells and whistles. And yes, at Christmas time, it was scarce to get a 360, but there were 360s. Just wasn't the 360 that everyone wanted. All right. So that has happened. When the Nintendo 64 came out, there was a scarce on the PlayStation, on the Nintendo 64. Not to this degree, by the way, not to this degree, but it happened. Okay. So there have been, in recent cases throughout the years, where people were unable to get these next gen consoles in the decades, throughout console generations. All right, but not to this extreme level, and a lot of people are not considering that. All right, so those are options I'm giving to you guys. You guys can pick either one. Now, if you ask my opinion, I think the best course of action is to wait, and you probably increase your chances of getting them after the holidays. All right. And like I said, I gave you enough reasons why you should wait. I mean, the games that gonna really fully take advantage of the hardware, fully take advantage of the hardware, not take advantage of the hardware, fully take advantage of the hardware. A lot of these games are not going to come out until the earliest 2 years down the road. All right. There's going to be games from now to next holiday that you could play on your next gen consoles, but those games are also going to be available on the current gen consoles. All right. And due to COVID, you just don't, a lot of these studios are not going to have, well, you guys make the one for the Xbox One and the PlayStation Pro, and you guys over here, you make this game, the same game for the next gen consoles. Okay, you're just not enough people to split like that way. There wasn't enough people to split. A lot of people seem to forget when the PlayStation 3 came out and they had a new system embedded in their console, and developers were complaining about it was too complex and it took them too long to figure it out. And when they did figure it out, the games did come out a lot better on the PS3 than the 360. All right. A lot of people, did y'all remember what the developers said back then? They said, we just don't have the manpower to split teams to make one game for the PS3 and another game for the 360, when the 360 is easier to make games for, because it's still utilizing the same system layout and design like a PC. Okay, that's why a lot of PC ports made their way to the 360 in the early go than the PS3. A lot of people seem to forget about that. Okay, or a lot of people got amnesia, selective amnesia. Okay, so there was no pandemic then, and developers were complaining about making two different versions for two different consoles back then. Fast forward to today, you got a pandemic. A lot of studios and developers or publishers are not fully staffed as of right now. You got people complaining about crunching, trying to get a game done and trying to get a game done quickly when you don't have the manpower. A lot of these people are working at home. Their best equipment is in the studio, but due to this COVID scare, everybody can't go into the studio. I mean, go in the same studio. There's no vaccine for the foreseeable future. So now we have to do a lot of work at home. Okay. A lot of people seem to forget about these things. A lot of these factors play a part in why there's not enough consoles today. All right. So to me, I would wait. But you do whatever makes whatever you do whatever makes you feel good. But to me, I would wait. I would literally wait. Okay, and I gave you a reason why you should wait. All right. So yeah, I'm done. I'll holler at you guys later. I probably gonna have another video dropping later on this afternoon. And I will holler at you guys later. It's your boy, the host with the most. I don't brag or boast. Deuces.